watching the little video of Hawaii, a lot of people here are thinking, oh, that's nice. But it's kind of hard to believe that you can be there if you're just getting started. You just, oh, it's going to take a lot. And when I talk to my friends, it's not quite the same. How many people here have talked to somebody that maybe turned you down? You read about these things, and you know what it's like. You're talking to them, and you have this tremendous belief this is going to be great for them, and they're saying, oh, no, I don't think so. No, not for me. It's probably one of those pyramids. Too good to be true. You know, there's always a catch. You got to be careful. There's always a catch. And, and then there's this thing about you. You're really not that good of a person. And this is just our relatives, right? This is before we talk to the strangers. And we stop believing that what we have to offer is awesome. So let's do a little test. Let's see what's really going on. How many people here have ever talked to somebody about your business? About 80%, that's good. Now, when you're out there talking to people, do the people you talk to want to lose more weight, or do they just want to be always known as the fat ant? What would you say? Lose weight. All right, so roughly about 100% of the people you talk to would like to lose a little weight. And when you talk to them about the opportunity, did they want more money in their life or less money in their life? More. Okay. So they want to lose weight. We offer them a chance to lose weight. They want more money. We offer them a chance to have more money. And at the end of our presentation, they say, no. Let me review. They want to lose weight, we give them a chance to. More money, give them a chance to. They tell us no. Does that strike anybody here as a little bit strange?
Yes.
Would you like to know what happened?
Yes.
Well, here's what happened. You and I have taken a pre-sold prospect, and through our random use of untrained words, we have literally talked them out of it. Oh, it gets worse. We've talked them out of it so badly that they almost say to us, I'd rather be fat and die broke rather than do business with you. So finding new people to ruin may not be the strategy, right? Maybe what we should do is learn to change the words we say. And when we get started in network marketing, we're not really trained on the exact words to say, so we use random oral diarrhea, and the results kind of reflect that. If you've been unsuccessful in this business or taken some rejection, didn't like it, you can fix that quickly by just changing the words. You don't have to be a brave, courageous superstar taking bullets in the forehead or arrows in the back. You can be a shy nerd and still do well in network marketing by simply saying better words. Now, I'd like to point out to you that the only thing between where you are right now and where you want to be, Hawaii, could be just changing a few little words. How exciting would that be? Now, what I'd like to point out, it's not what you are offering that's making the difference, it's how you describe it. So let me show you the difference changing words can make. I'll describe the exact same event and explain it 2 different ways. Let's say I'm on a date with a lady, and to the lady I say, when I look in your eyes, time stands still. Or I could say, your face would stop a clock. Now, I've described the exact same event, but by changing the words, would there be a different result?
Yes.
And here's what happens when you and I get started. We go out and we meet a prospect and we say, your face would stop a clock. Ooh. Well, let me find somebody else to ruin. Your face would stop a clock. That's not the problem. We gotta change the words we say. So how many people here would agree that it's the first words we say that can make the biggest difference? People make up their mind pretty quick. How many people here have ever seen a video on YouTube?
Oh, yeah.
All right, how many seconds into the video before you made your decision if you want to watch it or not? 5 seconds, something like that, just like that. How many people here have made a decision to go inside and have a meal at a restaurant sometimes before you've even seen the menu? So people make decisions before they actually see what's being offered. Or how many people here ever ordered something off the menu before you had all the information? Oh, were the vegetables organically grown? Did the chicken have a happy life before they killed it? So when you're out there talking to people, guess what? They're going to make up their mind about you just about how quick. Like that. And that yes or no decision happens before you've even gotten into the presentation. And we need to manage that time. Because if they're friendly and want to do business with us, we're in. Let me show you how quick and lethal and deadly that is. How many people here ever received a telephone call from a salesman?
Oh, yeah.
How many seconds into the phone call before you made your final decision?
2 seconds.
And you made your final decision before you've even heard the salesman's presentation. Does that sound vaguely familiar? Now here's my question. If you make your final decision to a salesman before you even heard anything, do you think other people would do that to you? What percentage of the time? I mean, a little over 100%, right? When you sit down with people, in a few seconds they have made their final decision just like that. And that's how the human mind works. They make the decision before all that information happens. And so when you're talking to people, we have to manage that first part. Let me give you an example. Some people are saying, really? They made up their mind before they heard about all our wonderful things? Yeah, they did. They totally did. Let me just do an example. I'd like to point out that all the information in your presentation is not what determines if they're going to say yes or no. And let me do an example here. How many people here in this room would like to lose a little bit of weight? A few others should raise their hand. Okay, now, just kidding. But let me tell you about us fat people. We got the information. We have CDs and DVDs and books and websites and testimonials and research reports and protein powders and diet pills and accelerators and exercise places. We got the information. Every fat person in the universe got the information. Ask any fat person in the universe, how do you lose weight? They're going to say 2 things. Number 1, eat less food. And number 2 is exercise. Every fat person in the universe got the information. So if people made decisions on information, of course that would mean then there'd be no fat people. But are there fat people? Will you see fat people when you leave here today? Yeah, you can see us from hundreds of yards away. Now, the first thing you and I have to do is train our mind that people don't make decisions on information. They're going to make decisions about you. They're going to make a decision if they trust you, if they believe you, if they want to do business with you. And that happens just like that. How many chances do you have to make a good first impression? 1. So in the first few seconds, it's over. And if you can manage those first few seconds with some cool words, would that be a lot of fun? And now you'd have people leaning forward instead of leaning back, folding their arms. Now, I don't believe in rejection. I think it's a bad thing. I believe that if everybody loved you, liked you, wanted to do business with you, it'd be a lot better. So once you get over the information problem and learn the first little part, everything's easy. And some of you look at me like it's a hemorrhoid convention. Information? All right, let me prove to you no information is used. Here's proof. Ladies, you know who you are. Ladies, have you ever sometime in your lifetime met a young man, made up your mind about that young man, where that young man might fit in your life, and made that final decision where that young man would fit in your life within the first few seconds? Now, men, is that fair? No, they haven't heard our presentation yet. But it's what happens in real life. So ladies, if you're sitting next to a man, turn to the man right now, look him in the eye and say, that's how it works. And for those of you that just have problems getting your head around that information is not the determining factor, let me give you something to remember. How many people here made the decision to get married before you had all the information? Just let me know when I went too far. Now, so what happens in those first few seconds will determine if we're going to be in Hawaii or northern Michigan with a blanket. My apologies to northern Michigan. I know you have summer one of those days. Now, what can we do, what can we say in those first few seconds that will get our prospect to lean forward, believe us, trust us, want to do business with us? Now, here is what's really interesting. If you ask 100 people outside this room, how do you make up your mind if you trust and believe somebody? You know what 100 people are going to say? Well, I don't know. No, really. How do you decide if you want to trust somebody and believe them? Well, I don't know. Really? Well, I have a feeling. Oh, okay. Well, how do you get that feeling? Well, I don't know. I want to point out that humans have no idea how they make up their mind to trust and believe somebody. But we will. Should I do this slower, or should there somebody be having an evil laugh? Nobody outside this room knows how they're going to trust and believe you, but you will. Now, if they trust you and believe you, they will hear your message, and it won't be bouncing off their forehead, and they can hear that what you have to offer is probably what they want. So how does the human mind determine to trust somebody or not? And it happens in a second or 2 seconds, just that quick. Well, there's specific programs in the back of the mind that kind of work like this. They say, hey, I tend to trust and believe people who are more like me than not like me. I kind of like people of the same religion, the same political party, the same ethnic background, the same brand of beer, the same sports team, the same hobbies. I tend to like people who are more like me than people that are different than me. Does that make sense? And the back of the mind quickly says if they're like me, they see the world from the same viewpoint. And I can trust what they say. So if you're a Democrat and a Democratic leader speaks, you go, yeah. But if you're a Republican and a Democratic leader speaks, you say, liar, liar, pants on fire. Just like that. Because they see the world different. So what they want to do is know that you see the world the same way they do. So that's why we trust people who are more like us than not like us. Quick example, you go to China. Billion Chinese people around you. You meet somebody from the United States. Instant trust and rapport, because they're more like you than the billion Chinese people around you. And so you say to them, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Phoenix. Where are you from? New York City. We're neighbors, yeah! People want to know